Hello everyone, and welcome back to Bible Brick Tales. I'm Archer, and today we're exploring one of the most famous and dramatic stories in the entire Bible. It's a story filled with incredible strength, dangerous secrets, betrayal, and redemption. It's the story of Samson and Delilah. But before we begin, here's something many people don't realize. Samson wasn't just strong. His strength was a special gift from God. And his story reminds us that even the strongest person can become weak when they stop listening to God's guidance. So travel with me now to ancient Israel during the time of the Judges, more than 3,000 years ago. Let's discover the incredible story of Samson and Delilah. Long before Israel had kings, the Israelites were suffering under the rule of the Philistines. For 40 years, the Philistines controlled much of the land. Israelite families lived in fear. Many cried out to God for help. God heard their prayers. One day, an angel of the Lord appeared to a woman who had never been able to have children. The angel brought astonishing news. "You will have a son," the angel said. "This child will be dedicated to God from birth." The angel explained that the boy would be a Nazirite. He would live under a special vow. His hair was never to be cut. His life would belong to God. And one day, he would begin delivering Israel from the Philistines. The woman and her husband were amazed. Soon, exactly as God promised, a baby boy was born. They named him Samson. As Samson grew, God blessed him. The Spirit of the Lord worked powerfully in his life. From a young age, Samson displayed unusual strength, but no one yet knew how remarkable he would become. Years passed. Samson became a powerful young man, with long hair flowing behind him wherever he went. One day, while traveling near the vineyards of Timnah, something terrifying happened. Without warning, a lion emerged from the brush. Its roar echoed across the hills. The powerful animal charged directly towards Samson. There were no weapons nearby, no soldiers to help him, no place to run. But God's Spirit came powerfully upon Samson. Instead of fleeing, Samson stood his ground. The lion leaped. Samson seized it and defeated the animal with his bare hands. Word of the event spread quickly. People could hardly believe it. Who could possibly defeat a lion without a weapon? The answer was simple. God was with Samson. As the years passed, Samson became a constant problem for the Philistines. Whenever they tried to capture him, he escaped. Whenever they threatened Israel, Samson fought back. The Philistine rulers grew increasingly frustrated. One day, Samson found himself surrounded by a massive force of Philistine soldiers. There were hundreds upon hundreds of warriors. The situation looked hopeless, but Samson trusted God. Looking around, he found the jawbone of a donkey lying on the ground. It wasn't much of a weapon, yet God can use ordinary things in extraordinary ways. Samson picked up the jawbone and charged forward. The battle became legendary. The Philistines fled before him. When it was over, Samson had defeated 1,000 enemy soldiers. The rulers of the Philistines were shocked. How could one man accomplish such a thing? Again and again, they asked the same question. What is the secret of Samson's strength? Years later, Samson met a woman named Delilah. She lived in the beautiful valley of Sorek. Samson cared deeply for her. Unfortunately, not everyone around Delilah had good intentions. The Philistine rulers secretly approached her. They offered her a huge amount of silver. In return, they wanted one thing: discover the source of Samson's strength. Delilah accepted their offer. Soon she began asking questions. "Samson," she said, "tell me what makes you so strong." Samson chose not to reveal the truth. Instead, he gave her a false answer. "If someone ties me with 7 fresh bowstrings," he said, "I will become weak." Delilah waited until he fell asleep. Then she secretly tied him. Philistine soldiers waited nearby. Suddenly Delilah shouted, "Samson, the Philistines are here!" Samson woke up and snapped the bowstrings instantly. The trap had failed. Delilah pretended to be hurt. "You lied to me," she complained. Again she asked for the secret. Again Samson gave a false answer. "If I am tied with brand new ropes, I will become weak." Delilah tried again. She waited for him to rest. Then she tied him with ropes. Once more she shouted, "Samson! The Philistines are here!" Samson stood up and broke the ropes as easily as thread. The Philistine rulers became even more frustrated. Still Delilah would not give up. Day after day she questioned him. Morning after morning, evening after evening. The Bible tells us she pressed him continually. Eventually Samson grew tired. His guard came down. Finally, he revealed the truth. "No razor has ever touched my head," he said. "I have been dedicated to God since birth. If my hair is cut, my strength will leave me." For the first time, Delilah knew he was telling the truth. She secretly sent a message to the Philistine rulers. "Come back one more time," she told them. "Now I know his secret." That night Samson fell asleep and Delilah's Philistine soldiers rushed into the room. For the first time in his life, Samson could not. Carefully, he cut away Samson's long hair. The sign of Samson's dedication to God was gone. Then Delilah called out, "Samson! The Philistines are here." Samson jumped to his feet. He expected to escape as he always had, but something was different. His strength was gone. Philistine soldiers rushed into the room. For the first time in his life, Samson could not stop them. The mighty warrior was captured. The Philistines celebrated. At last, their greatest enemy had fallen. Samson was taken to the city of Gaza and placed in prison. Day after day, he lived as a prisoner. He had plenty of time to think about the choices he had made. He had trusted the wrong person. He had ignored warnings. And he had drifted away from the God who gave him strength. But Samson's story was not over. While he was in prison, his hair slowly began to grow again. More importantly, Samson began turning his heart back toward God. One day, the Philistines held a massive celebration inside a huge temple. Thousands of people gathered. The rulers wanted to show everyone that their God was greater than Israel's God. As part of the celebration, they brought Samson into the temple. The crowd laughed at him. They mocked him. They remembered the powerful warrior he once was. Now he appeared helpless. But they did not know what was happening inside Samson's heart. Standing between the temple's two main pillars, Samson prayed, "Lord God, remember me. Please strengthen me one more time." God heard Samson's prayer. With all his remaining strength, Samson placed his hands against the pillars. He pushed with everything he had. The pillars began to move. The enormous temple started to shake. The crowd gasped in surprise. Cracks spread through the structure. Then the entire building collapsed. The Philistines suffered a tremendous defeat. Even after all of Samson's mistakes, God still used him to accomplish his purpose. Samson's life teaches us many important lessons. First, every gift we have comes from God. Second, we must make wise choices and be careful whom we trust. Third, real strength is not found in muscles, wealth, or power. True strength comes from the Lord. And finally, no matter how badly we fail, God is willing to forgive us when we turn back to Him. Samson made serious mistakes, but when he humbled himself and prayed, God heard him. That same God still listens to prayers today. And that's the incredible story of Samson and Delilah. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Bible Brick Tales. Thanks for watching.